Okay, open this up. So, since I was here last time, I had a unfortunate incident at in Harinam Ruchi. We were in Argentina, Latin America, and the Rath Yatra was starting. I was leading the Kirtan with my usual accordion, and Jagannath was on the cart. Many people were there, hundreds of people were there, and people were dancing and singing. They're getting ready to break the coconuts, and then I must have been getting puffed up, proud of being the Harinam leader, Guru, Sannyasi. Because all of a sudden, something in my knee went, my left knee. It was what the doctors call a torn meniscus. Torn meniscus. In your knee you have cartilage, and if there's too much strain, it gets torn. So that's what happened. I got a torn meniscus. So I said to Vishnu Jan, I said, my knee has gone. I said, my knee is gone. He didn't understand. So the parade was going on for another 1 hour or so. So I was tolerating the pain. Like out of 10, 5 out of 10 pain, 6 out of 10. So it was tolerable. So then we stopped the Rath Yatra at the park, and there was prasadam. Mahaprasadam ki. So then I sat down, took prasadam, and then it was. I knew there was something serious, so then after the prasadam, Vishnu Jan comes around and he says, now let's go on Harinam again. That's his usual trick. He usually wants to do more Harinam after the festival. And then I tried to move. I couldn't move. I was finished. The leg was finished. That's what happened. So then I thought, where can I stay to mend my leg? I went for X-ray. There's no Indian community in Argentina. And the yatra is very poor. They hardly have any money. And they don't have any doctors. No Nepalis or Indians. Same with Brazil. You know. So then I thought, okay, what about UK? UK freezing cold. And actually not big temples in UK. So then I thought, the only place is Nepal. I have so many disciples there. And we have doctors, we have clinics, we have physiotherapists. So I managed to take a flight to Nepal. So I've been there since November 25th in Nepal, doing physiotherapy, exercises. It's what's it called? Januvriti, Ayurvedic, oil therapy, all this kind of thing. So gradually, it got better. And then Vishnu Jan and Harinam Ruchi, they came to Nepal about 3 weeks ago, after Mayapur festival. And they were doing Harinam. I tried to, and Indrajumna Swami also came to Nepal. So I tried to join in the Harinam, best with my big accordion, but it weighs 8 kgs, 9 kgs. It's heavy. And so I can't last with that for more than half an hour, 20 minutes. And so Vishnu Chan said, well, why not get a keyboard? So we went down to Kathmandu, the music shops, and we bought this keyboard, very cheap actually, only $50. It's cheap, $50, you know. Whereas accordion costs much more. And so I thought, it just breaks down, I just throw away and get a new one. So I've been practicing with this. So let's see how it goes. Sounds okay? This is number 74, how do you say it? Synthesizer? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabi Hare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Vajrajana Nandana. If we can plug it into the big system, this jack. Any sound engineers here? If we plug it into the big system, it'll be blasting everywhere. This is called line in. I'm putting in line in. But if maybe you need an adapter, no? Or you can just put that against here. Okay, put it in. Put it there. Yeah, that's it. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Bhajana Nandana Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Paramahansa Parikacharya stores that is reason for divine grace. Vaishnava and Nagar Swami Prabhupada King. Iskcon founder, Bhagavad founder, Prabhupada King. Om Vishnu Paramahansa Parikacharya stores that is reason for Bhakti Parthasarthi. Swami Maharaj Prabhupada King. Anand Gaudi Vaishnava in the King. Now Swami Hare Star Kitchen. Premshi Goshi Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha. Shivasari, go back to Vindiki. Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kunaragan. Kiri Govardhanaki, Mathura Vrindavanamaki, Navadip Maya Paramaki, Jagannath Paramaki. Iskcon, Sant, Nagar, Radha Parthasarthi Damaki. Shri Ram Lakshmi Nandaman Damki. Shri Ganesai Damki. Jagannath Paramaki, Lakshmi Nrsimha Damki. Shri Hare Ram Sankirtan ki, Mahamantra ki, Samvita Bhakti Vrinda ki, Go Premanandi, glories to assembled devotees, glories to assembled devotees, glories to assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for the boisterous Jairana Madhava. It doesn't often happen like that. Usually people go to sleep during Jaya Madhya. No, during Prabhupada's time we didn't go to sleep. We didn't go to sleep during Prabhupada's time. Prabhupada knew how to do it. Okay, so today we're hearing from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 4. It's all about Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri is a key personality in our sampradaya. Very important because you've heard of the 4 sampradayas: Madhvacharya Sampradaya, Nimbaka Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya, that's Vallabh Sampradaya, and of course Ramanuja Sampradaya. So we come from the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. What does that mean? It means that we're in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, but then actually we're like we can't say a deviation or an offshoot, but it was Madhavendra Puri who first started to display symptoms of this Madhurya Rasa, or the mood of the mood of the gopis in his ecstatic feelings, emotional feelings. And he was the spiritual master of Ishwarapuri, and Ishwarapuri was the spiritual master of who? Lord Chaitanya, yeah, in Gaya, Bihar. You guys in UP and Delhi, you don't have nothing. In Bihar, we have the place where Lord Chaitanya was initiated by Ishwarapuri. So, Jayapataka Maharaj was there actually, and you were there? Jayapataka Maharaj were there? In Gaya? And he installed some footprints of Lord Chaitanya there, and we hope to build a big temple there. So this is Madhavendra Puri. This chapter is about Madhavendra Puri. How he discovered this cowherd boy, you know the story. He was in his devotional mood at Govinda Kund and by Govardhan Hill, and he had a dream, or not a dream, this cowherd boy appeared to him, offered him some milk, beautiful cowherd boy, and he took the milk and then fell asleep. And then he dreamed this cowherd boy was calling him, I'm in the jungle here, it's very hard, please get me out of here, cool me down, I'm the deity. When the Muslims came, Mohammedans came, they had to hide me, and I'm in the jungle, so save me. So he woke up. What? That cowherd boy was Krishna. Oh no, I didn't realize. So he called all the villagers, and they dug, and they found the deity of Gopal. So then there was a big ceremony, and all the villagers came, a big Anukut ceremony, and made a temple on top of Govardhan Hill. Amazing. And so then Madhavendra Puri organized the deity worship to go on and on and on. And so then this is the context. Text 105. Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He Mata Vatsaradui Karila Sevan Ekadina Puri Goshai Dekila Svapan. There's no purport here, so I'll just read it quickly. In this way, the deity worship in the temple was very gorgeously performed for 2 years. Then one day, Madhavendra Puri had a dream. Gopala kahe Puri Amala napa nahi yai Malaya chandan lepa tai se judai. We have the verse? Oh, you all have phones, right? Okay. Text 106. Gopal kahi Puri Amala chapa nahi vai. Gopal kahi Puri Amala chapa nahi vai. Malaya chandan lepa tai se judai. Malaya chandana lepa tabe se judai. Gopal kahi Puri Amala chapa nahi vai. Malaya chandan lepa tabe se judai. Gopal Kai Puriyama Tapanaya Malaya Dvara Chandan Lepa Thai Se Judai Gopal Kai Puriyama Tapanaya Malaya Dvara Chandan Lepa Thai Se Judai Gopal Kai Puriyama Tapanaya Malaya Chandan Lepa Thai Se Judai. Mataji, please. Gopala, the deity of Gopal, Kahe said, Puri, my dear Madhavendra, Puri, Amara, my Tapa, body temperature, Nahi, does not, Yayam, go away, Malaya Chandan, sandalwood produced in the Malaya hills, Lepa, smear over the body, Tobi, then say that Judaya cools. Translation and purport by Iskcon founder, His Divine Grace, Abhay Shanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. In his dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Gopal, who said, my bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body and cool me. Please repeat. In his dream, Madhavendra Puri saw Gopal, who said, my bodily temperature still has not decreased. No, he's a little boy. My bodily temperature still has not decreased. Please bring sandalwood from the Malaya province and smear the pulp over my body to cool me. Purport. The deity of Gopal had been buried within the jungle for many years, and although he was installed and was offered thousands of pots of water, he still felt very hot. He therefore asked Madhavendra Puri to bring sandalwood from the Malaya province. Sandalwood produced in Malaya is very popular. That province is situated in the western Ghat, and the hill Nilgiri is sometimes known as Malaya Hill. The word Malayaja is used to indicate the sandalwood produced in Malaya province. Sometimes the word Malaya refers to the modern country of Malaysia. Formerly, this country also produced sandalwood, but now they have found it profitable to produce rubber trees. Although the Vedic culture was once prevalent in Malaysia, now all the inhabitants are Muslims. The Vedic culture is now lost in Malaysia, Java, and Indonesia. So I didn't think I had much to add to that. So I wanted to go on with the story. Is that okay? You want to hear the story? Okay, text 107. Malayaja amayaya nila chalahaite anyahaite nai tumi chalaha ivarite. This is Gopal talking again. bring sandalwood pulp from Jagannath Puri. Kindly go quickly, since no one else can do it, you must. Please repeat. Bring sandalwood pulp from Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri ki. That's a question. Where is Jagannath in Delhi now? Huh? Devotee kitchen. Huh? You must take me there for prasthanam. Kindly go quickly, since no one else can do it, you must.
Kindly go quickly,
since no one else can do it, you must. Text 108. Wow. Swapna dekhi puri goshanir highly premavesh. Prabhu Agya Pali Hare Gela Purvadesh. After having the dream, Madhavendra Puri Goswami became very glad due to ecstasy of love of Godhead, and in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east towards Bengal. Please repeat. After hearing this dream, Madhavendra Puri Goswami became very glad due to ecstasy of love of Godhead. And in order to execute the command of the Lord, he started east towards Bengal. Which is east? Which is east? Where does the sun rise? Here. East. We have to go this way to Bengal. Let's go. Get sandalwood. What text? 109. Sevara nimbanda loka karila sapan agya mage goda deshi karilagaman. Before leaving, Madhavendra Puri made all arrangements for regular deity worship, and he engaged different people in various duties. Then, taking up the order of Gopal, he started for Bengal. Please repeat. Before leaving, Madhavendra Puri made all arrangements for regular deity worship, and he engaged different people in various duties. Then, taking up the order of Gopal, he started for Bengal. Text 110, text 110. Shantipura Aili Advaita Charya Gauri Puri la Prema Deki Acharya Nanda Untare. When Madhavendra Puri arrived at the house of Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, the Acharya became very pleased upon seeing the ecstatic love of Godhead manifested in Madhavendra Puri. Please repeat. When Madhavendra Puri arrived at the house of Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, the Acharya became very pleased upon seeing the ecstatic love of Godhead manifest in Madhavendra Puri. It's such a wonderful story, no? Now text 111. Tanna tai mantra laila yatana karina chalila. Okay. Tanna tani mantra laila yatana karina chalila dakshine puri tanna dikshadina. Advaita Acharya begged to be initiated by Madhavendra Puri. After initiating him, Madhavendra Puri started going towards the south. Please repeat. Advaitacharya begged to be initiated by Madhavendra Puri. After initiating him, Madhavendra Puri started going towards the south. So a very nice purport coming up now. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments that Advaitacharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, who was a sannyasi in the disciplic succession of the Madhva Sampradaya. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Kenena Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hai. Translation: a person may be a Brahmin, a sannyasi, a Shudra, or whatever, but if he is well conversant in the science of Krishna, he can become a Guru. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 8, 1-8. This statement is supported by Sri Madhavendra Puri. How is that? According to the Pancharatra injunction, this I didn't know before I read this. According to the Pancharatra injunction, only a household Brahmin can initiate. Others cannot. When a person is initiated, it is assumed that he has become a Brahmana. Without being initiated by a proper Brahmana, one cannot be converted into a Brahmin. In other words, unless one is a Brahmin, he cannot make another Brahmin. A Grihastha Brahmana partaking of the Varnashram Dharma institution can secure various types of paraphernalia to worship Lord Vishnu through his honest labor. Actually, people beg to be initiated by these householder Brahmanas just to become successful in the Varnashram institution or to become free from material desires. It is therefore necessary for a spiritual master in the Grihastha ashram to be a strict Vaishnava. A spiritual master from the sannyas order has very little opportunity to perform archana, deity worship. But when one accepts a spiritual master from the transcendental sannyasis, the principle of deity worship is not at all neglected. To implement this conclusion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us his opinion in this verse, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi, etc. This indicates that the Lord understood the weakness of society in its maintaining that only a Grihastha Brahmana should be a spiritual master. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indicated that it does not matter whether the spiritual master is a Grihastha, a householder, a sannyasi, or even a Shudra. A spiritual master simply must be conversant in the essence of the Shastra. He must understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only then one can become a spiritual master. Diksha actually means initiating a disciple with transcendental knowledge, by which he becomes freed from all material contamination. Srila Prabhupada ki. Omagyanati mrindasya gyanandana salakaya chakshur militam dena tasme Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. So you can see how important Madhavendra Puri's activity was. He initiated Advaitacharya, who is a Brahmin Vaishnava, Grihastha, married man. Advaitacharya was a married man. But he begged for initiation from Madhavendra Puri. And this is the principle that Lord Chaitanya established. Kiba vipa kribya nyasi shudra keninoy ye Krishna tattva veta se guru hoy. So Lord Chaitanya, as a sannyasi, initiated Rupa and Sanatana, who were fallen Brahmins. They took the names Shaki Mas, W.K. Shaki Malik, even. They were employed in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah. According to strict Brahminical principles, they were outcasts. They changed their names, they took employment. But of course they were born in so-called Brahmin families. So they were vastly learned. And when Lord Chaitanya came to Ramkeli, they came out at night, although they were big ministers, they came out to meet Lord Chaitanya. Actually the king, King Nawab Hussain Shah, who is this man? Who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Being followed by thousands of people. And he's just dancing and singing. He must be incarnation of God. And Rupa Goswami said, no, he's just an ordinary person. Don't worry, just a few people are following him. Rupa Goswami, they are worried that this Nawab might attack Lord Chaitanya. So the king said, no, he must. If so many people are following him, he's not paying them. It must be something special. So anyway, they came at night to Ramkeli, and then Rupa and Sanatana, they came out. And Lord Chaitanya initiated them. And they became Rupa and Sanatana, Goswamis. Told them to go to Vrindavan and meet you in Vrindavan and Varanasi. So this was Lord Chaitanya's principle. And it came from Madhavendra Puri. Although it was, not strictly in the Pancharatrika tradition, then Madhavendra Puri, he understood. Yea Krishna Tattva Veta Sai Guru. Real Guru is one who knows Krishna Tattva. And he can give Krishna Tattva. Yeah. Sarvasya chamriti sanivisto matasmitim jnanam aponam cha vedasya save aham vedanta vedasya save aham eva vedyo vedanta krid veda vid eva chaham. Krishna says, by all the Vedas am I to be known. Krishna says, by all the Vedas am I to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedas, and I know Veda as it is. So, Lord Chaitanya also initiated others like Ramananda Roy. He was governor of Madras. He was from Shudra. By so-called Varnashram, mundane Varnashram system, he was a Shudra and he was the governor of Madras. And of course, Haridas Thakur, he was from Mohammedan background, so he wasn't considered to be in the Varnashram system at all. So this is what Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj instituted. Prabhupada instituted this giving of janai to persons of non-Brahmin background. This was a big, big disturbance to the Hindu culture. They even tried to kill Prabhupada's Guru. They were paying, some people were paying big money to the police. Just look the other way, please. Sorry, he's a sadhu, we can't do it for a sadhu. We do take bribe for other people, but not for a sadhu. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was very, very revolutionary. We can't understand how revolutionary he was. Of course, there's a famous event, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's father, actually he was Bimal Prasad then. He was his son, Bimal Prasad. Bhaktivinoda had a heavy fever. I can't go. Because there was a big confrontation between the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. Big confrontation. The Brahmanas against the Vaishnavas. And he was Bhaktivinoda Thakur was sick. And he couldn't go. So he said, oh, you go, Bimal, you go. Do your best. So Bimal, of course, was no ordinary son. He was like Shrutidhar. He could remember all the scriptures. There's a nice book, actually, I think it's published, Brahmin Vaishnava. So the boy was there, a very young boy, and all the Brahmins, they talked about how you must be born in a Brahmin family to be a Brahmin. Actually, strictly speaking, that's not true. According to Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaturvarna maya shristam guna kama vivagasa. According to guna and kama, one is situated in the Varnashram system, not by birth. So, first of all, Bhaktisiddhanta Bimal Prasad glorified the Brahmins. Yes, yes, you are the most important, you are the best, everything. He knew many slokas glorifying the Brahmanas. But then he started the Vaishnava slokas like Chaturvarna Mahashasha, Yashala Lakshanam Proktam. There's another verse. Narad Muni speaks to Maharaj Yudhishthira saying that if one has the qualities of a Brahmin, even one's born in a Shudra family, he should be accepted as a Brahmin. And if one is born in a Brahmin family but has the qualities of a Shudra, he's a Shudra. So then he started to quote so many instances, like, Nanda Maharaj was the son of a Kshatriya, but he was a Vaishya, and so on, and so many examples. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, was a very great revolutionary. And then Prabhupada followed in his footsteps. He came to the West and he saw the need for uplifting us in America and UK. I'm from UK, by the way, Britain. But the same movement was there in America, and it was in UK also, so-called hippies. Many hippies, we weren't just down and outs, but we were trying to avoid this Vietnam War. We didn't want to fight the war against the communists. We had parents who were middle class, we had parents who had money, we had good education, but we didn't know the goal of life. What's the point of all this education if we just think, I'm just a bunch of chemicals? This is what they're teaching us, college and university today. I was in Patna recently. In 1957, Prabhupada visited Patna and met the governor of Bihar, Dr. Ane. Dr. Ane had given a lecture in Calcutta about how disgusting this modern education coming from the British was, because they did no spiritual education at all, no of any faith, completely non-sectarian education. Yeah. Now I just read that one school in America wanted to have posted in the school the 10 Commandments from the Bible. But then there was a big outcry from the politicians. You can't put the 10 Commandments in your school. You know what in the Bible, Jesus' 10 Commandments? You should love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your everything. And then love your neighbor as yourself. And number 2. God consciousness. In America, although the dollar note says, "In God we trust," the Prophet says they don't know who is God and how to trust Him. We have to teach Him. We have to teach these Americans who is God and how to... Actually, if we don't know who God is, how can we trust Him? I mean, you trust a person. You don't just trust the impersonal Brahman or some electrons or a Big Bang. Okay, I trust the Big Bang. Let's have a Big Bang. Hey, I trust the Big Bang. How wonderful it was. You know, modern society is mad. Try and understand. It's childish civilization because it has no future. These are Prabhupada's words. My birth and death is disease. You have to cure this disease. This is your real problem. This is your real problem. Everlasting, everlasting. Bolo.
Everlasting, everlasting.
Everlasting, everlasting.
Everlasting, everlasting.
They do not think of it.
They do not think of it.
How to become everlasting.
How to become everlasting.
However they may be proud of the advancement of knowledge, of the advancement of knowledge. It is childish civilization. Because they have no future. It's animal civilization, that's all. The animal has no future. You know, animal has no future. You've seen, perhaps you don't see in Delhi, maybe in the back streets, the butcher is cutting the heads of the goats, and the goats are tied up to the slab, and the goat is eating his milk, grass, quite happy. And there's a she-goat, he's enjoying the she-goat. And the next minute, his head will be cut off. This is modern civilization. Deha patra kalatradishu, atmasanyas vasatsvapi, tesham pramata nidanam, pasyanapina pasiti. Being bewildered by society, friendship and love, we depend on our grandmother, our father, our sister, our brother, but they cannot help us at the time of death. You see, this is, common sense. Actually, this is Krishna Tattva. Yea, Krishna Tattva veta say Guru hoy. If you don't understand Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshana Darshanam, you can't become Guru. You have to understand this life is miserable. Dukkha Doshana Darshanam. Birth, old age, disease and death. Who wants it? Hands up, who wants birth, old age and death? Hands up. You know, I don't understand English. Hands up those who want birth, old age, disease and death. Nobody. That means so the thing is that Krishna is speaking these words. So who is Krishna? Krishna, I used to go to Rath Yatra in Kurukshetra, and used to go to Gita Sar. There's a lake there, there's a big chariot where Krishna and Arjuna spoke Bhagavad Gita under a big banyan tree. And Krishna is speaking about, he's a transcendental personality. Unfortunately, the Christians, the so-called Christians, and the Mohammedans, they cannot admit that God is a person. When Prabhupada formed Iskcon, some of you may not know this, most of you know this, then there was talk, why Iskcon? Why not ISGCON? G for God. International Society for God Consciousness. So Prabhupada said, no. If they don't know who God is, we're here to tell them it's Krishna. Yeah. Aishwarya samagrasya virasya yashashasya shriyaha jnana vairagyas chaiva sanam bhagavati. All wealth, all strength, someone who has all beauty, all knowledge, all fame, all renunciation. Somebody. They say it was a big bang. So how can by chance something come from nowhere and have all wealth? Where do we get our wealth from? Where do we get our personality from? Where do we get our beauty from? Where do we get our knowledge from? From nowhere? Does it make sense? It's completely ridiculous. It must come from a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is what Prabhupada gave us. He gave us a conviction that there must be a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Janmadiyasya yataha, from whom from what everything emanates, from whom everything emanates. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadiyasya yato navayadi taratas chates svabhignasva. He must be completely swarat, independent. He must be all-knowing, abhigya. He must be, and he must be above illusion. Yeah. So that this Bhagavatam and this Bhagavad Gita is our most important weapon for this civilization. The books are the basis. Prabhupada spent all his life after coming from, since he retired from family life, he spent his life translating the books and magazines, and then coming to America and printing more and more books. In fact, these temples like Juhu, Vrindavan, Hyderabad, Mayapur were all built basically from book distribution in America. Of course, collections from other places like Japan and so on. But based on book distribution. Because people need this knowledge. Without this knowledge, we're just animals. We don't know who to love. In Nectar of Devotion, he always explains, our loving propensity is stunted in modern society. So we're trying to love these temporary objects, like our family, our friend, our nation, our car, our mobile phone. Just like a man, without money, sometimes they commit suicide. I was hearing in Nepal during the COVID, 2 years lockdown in Kathmandu, people were committing suicide. What's the point of living? I don't have money. I can't support my family. Because they had no faith in God. Because many people went back to the village. In Nepal, Kathmandu was during COVID time, people just go back to the village, start planting their makai, their maize, potatoes, they can survive. So it may come to that. It may come to that. In 1973, Prabhupada said that this civilization will be finished in 50 years. This childish civilization. Because, just see, everyone is fighting. Russia, NATO, and so many wars all over the world. No one's happy. You can't be happy without Krishna. Because we're part and parcel of Krishna. Unless the hand knows how to put the food in the stomach, the hand will never be happy. If the hand puts the food in the ear, up the nose, put the food up somewhere else, the hand will never be strong. So, Mamaivam so jiva loke, jiva Buddha. And because we're parts and parcel of Krishna, we're made to serve Krishna. We're persons. Each one of us has an eternal loving relationship with Krishna. So anyway, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he convinced the Brahmanas because he was very scholarly. And then Prabhupada came to the West and he convinced us. And then he brought us to India. And then the movement took off in India. Juhu was built, Vrindavan was built. Because of the West, actually I'm not proud of it, but Prabhupada did say he got a cold shoulder in India. He was glad to get away from India. And when he came to America, the young people were ready. So now I think I can see here, now there's a generation of young people, they can see through this nonsense civilization. And they have a revolutionary spirit, like we did in the hippie days. We wanted to change the world. Actually, we thought that, surely the whole world will become Krishna conscious, at least in 1 year or 2 years. You know why? Because Prabhupada was very strong, because Prabhupada was standing, we were holding onto Prabhupada's dhoti. See the Prabhupada came. After Prabhupada left, of course, we become a bit bewildered. Of course, Prabhupada never left. That was the bewilderment of Maya. Actually, our sampradaya is Bhagavata sampradaya, is Vani sampradaya. It's Vani sampradaya. Unless the Guru is preaching according to the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, it's not Krishna Tattva Veda, it's not the science of Krishna. So everything is based on the science of Krishna, coming from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And even our Diksha Sampradaya, if you examine it in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, at the end of it's not always by Diksha. Gokishore Das Babaji was not the Diksha disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And neither was Bhaktivinoda Thakur the Diksha disciple of Jagannath Das Babaji. It's the teachings that are so important. Yea, Krishna Tattva say Guru Hoy. So we shouldn't be bewildered by, this, how do you say it? Guru groupism. Of course our Guru is very nice. We love our Diksha Guru. But Vani is even more important. Because that will keep our movement together. There's so many Iskcon gurus, but we're all teaching the same thing. Yea, Krishna Tattva, and say Guru Hoy. And you also have to do the same. Prabhupada wanted all his disciples to become gurus, and you should also become gurus. And there are so many. India, I just read, has become the most populated nation in the world, more than China. It's over 6 billion people in India. So we need millions of gurus. But the main principle is, Yea Krishna Tattva Say Guru Hoy. So this is our business, to know Bhagavad Gita. And to know, I'll tell you something interesting. When I was struggling to find the truth about my life, what was the purpose of life, who could I learn from, then I got this article in a very early Back to Godhead. They used to come from America to the hippie shops, the early Bhakta Godheads. And I read this article, because I wasn't in order, I was smoking dope, girlfriend, everything. And Sankhya, he said, Sankhya Yoga. Oh, what's this Sankhya Yoga? I couldn't understand anything. But then, a few months later, by Krishna's mercy, I started to chant Hare Krishna. It's a long story. I told it before here. But then, the same knowledge, I read it was become crystal clear. So it's both things have to go together. The chanting of the holy names, the prasanam, the books, the deity worship. Actually, without chanting, you'll just think, oh, what is this Parthasarthi? Why are they just worshipping some idol, putting flowers on some idol? It's just a shop window after all. There are many shop windows more beautiful than here. I can go downtown Delhi, downtown London, many shop windows with beautiful models. You see, this is the mundane, hellish mentality. So unless people can be coaxed to chant the holy names, they'll never understand Krishna. This is a Vidya Badu Jivanam. Chaitodapanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nivapanam Shayakairva Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Badu Jivanam. Because this cleanses the heart of all the dirt accumulated of karma for millions and millions of lifetimes. And thus the fire of conditional life, the forest fire of conditional life, of birth and death, is extinguished. Yeah. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon, Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya's moon is rising.
Lord Chaitanya moon is rising.
Lord Chaitanya moon is rising.
Lord Chaitanya moon is rising.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all surprising.
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 We're dancing in the street,
We're dancing in the street.
telling everyone we meet,
Tell everyone we meet.
going home,
And on.
going home.
Going on.
This is one of the early songs that Mohan, what's his name, wrote, American devotee. Lord Chaitanya's moon is rising.
Lord Chaitanya moon is rising.
No, it's not at all surprising.
No, it's not at all surprising.
We're dancing in the street,
We are dancing in the street.
telling everyone you meet,
Tell everyone we meet.
going home, going home. So people think we're crazy, dancing in the street, telling everyone we meet, going home. So what to do? They think we're crazy. Prabhupada wrote an article, who is crazy, them or us? Because they are crazy. So this is a nice song. And please give your blessings. I'm on my way to join Harinam Ruchi tomorrow in Brussels. I'm just praying that my knee will last out. My knee will be able to keep dancing for another 10 years at least. So, and this keyboard is quite light, maybe 1 kg, so I can play the keyboard. So what do you think, yes?
Yes.
Everybody knows Krishna? Shri Radha Parthasarthi King, Lalita Vishaka King, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman King, Sisi Gaunitai King. So thank you very much. So any questions, please? Go. 8 minutes past 9. Generally, in Nepal and even Patna, after the Bhagavatam class, they give me some prasadam to give out. Some nuts, some sweets, some grapes, anything I can give out. So I get the punya. I need the punya by giving prasadam. Anything? Hey, Sadhu, give us some prasadam. Any questions, please? Koi prashna hai? Not acha hai, acha prashna hai.
Hare Krishna. Dhanyawad Maharaj ji for this wonderful lecture. Maharaj, my question is, when we go out for Harinam, so what should be our mood that time? How we should take part in Harinam while going out?
Actually, we were doing, I know from Lila Amrita and from other stories, that we were doing Harinam in Calcutta in the early days. Us first devotees, maybe 71, 72, 73. We were doing Harinams in Calcutta. And you know what Prabhupada said? It's not so important here. People think we're beggars. Because other faiths, they do some kind of kirtan and they hold a cloth. And people, they throw some money in. So Prabhupada discouraged and he started a life membership program. Other methods of collecting, like selling books, distributing books. If you have a book in your hand, you're not a beggar. You're respectable, you're a salesman. So Prabhupada actually, I don't know whether it's so suitable Prabhupada didn't think it was so suitable for India to have Harinam. Mind you, in Nepal, maybe you've seen the pictures, actually outside Krishna Balaram Mandir, like Harinam Ruchi and others, we do big kirtan by Prabhupada Samadhi and other places. That's very strategic, to get people to chant in the holy place. And there's one devotee in Kathmandu, he goes to the schools, and he gets the whole school, like 1,000 kids, all chanting, dancing and singing. Just what an impression that will give on their young minds. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. They never tasted such ecstasy. They go mad, wild, chanting Hare Krishna for hours and hours. They'll never forget. So there are certain places, I think we have to discriminate. If people are on a busy traffic street, they see some devotees chanting, there's such noise, and they think, why are they wasting their time? If you can find the right place, the right venue, the right people, the right time, then Harinam is very effective. Harinam Ruchi, we choose our time and place. We don't just do processions. Because people think, blow the horn, bang, bang, get out of the way. No respect. But so I say in Prague in Czech, and other places in London, Soho, London, there's not much traffic, people in the restaurants, and people are tipsy, a little drunk. The Harinam comes along, everyone goes wild. Thousands of people joining in. We want people to participate. This is the idea of Harinam Ruchi. Not just hearing and seeing, we want them to chant and dance also. Get them to chant and dance and sing. So this is our mood in Harinam Ruchi. Not just processions. We want people to actually join in and chant and dance. And then they can take the books. This is what I'm discovering. How do you say, interactive Harinam. I think that's very good. So you have to choose who you're going to interact with. The students, the school kids, the people in the restaurants. You have to find the right place, the right time. And then the books can also go out, and the prasadam. But I think, just a procession can be misunderstood. They may just think we're beggars. But if we get them to chant and dance also, this is very nice. That's my suggestion. Next question, please. Where's the prasadam? Hey. How long have we got? Huh? A what? Okay, thanks. We have enough here? How many people here? Okay. Next question, please. So I wanted your blessings, please. And give your blessings so I can, yeah? Your question?
Yes. Maharaj, how we can overcome our tendency of Hriday Daurbalyam?
Of?
Hriday Daurbalyam. Sometimes our Hriday, weakness of heart, how we can get rid?
Weakness of heart. Daurbalyam, no? Yes. Daurbalyam, yeah. By hearing and chanting, there's only way. Every one of us comes, I was just hearing Prabhupada's lecture, we've come from many, many lifetimes in this material world. And some of us have taken birth in Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Vajayate. But some may have taken birth in Purvadehikam, in families of yogis and devotees. Some may have taken birth in rich families or pure families. So there are different grades of devotees. And Prabhupada is inviting everyone in the holy name. So we're not all the same. But the process is the same. Hearing and chanting, we all start from the level of this Vaidhi Bhakti. You come to the temple, rise early, chant 16 rounds, take prasadam, and hear about Krishna. This is the main thing. Whoever we are. Lord Brahma said, Jnane prayasam udapasyam namantameva jivanti sanmakoda. That doesn't matter who you are, whatever situation you're in. Just hear about Krishna from the pure devotees. And this will overcome our weakness of heart. So some of us are just like, I don't know what happened to me, but I just went crazy for Hare Krishna. As soon as I started to chant Hare Krishna, and I was fed up with material life, I joined the temple. I never looked back. But others, not so easy. They don't have that. Maybe they don't have that so much from previous life. Neha Bikramanaso Si Prachavayana Vijite. Everyone has, Rupa Goswami says, to take up devotional service, one must have practiced in the previous life. But even if one hasn't, by the association of devotees, one can get momentum and pick up. So it doesn't really matter, but the process, Shravanam Kirtanam, from pure devotees, that means Prabhupada and his followers, and anyone who's distributing Guru Tattva, say Guru Hoy. He's Guru, Shiksha or Diksha. You see. So if our heart is weak, if we're not convinced, Prabhupada once said, if you're not enthusiastic, it means you don't believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You don't believe that Krishna is the Supreme Person. You maybe think, well, the impersonal Brahman is supreme, or Paramatma is supreme. Like the Swami Narayans, they have a huge place in Gujarat. But basically they're worshipping Paramatma, Guru as Paramatma. And if you ask them, what about Krishna? The Gurus, they don't know about Krishna. Well, I won't mention his name, but Patri does. Confronted their Gurus and said, well, what about Krishna? You, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, how's it good? 3 things, right? Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Chitete Kariya Aikya. Make these 3 things solid within your heart. Kariya Aikya. Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. So Chitete Kariya Aikya. So without Krishna, the personality of God, is Bhagavan realization, our realization of God is incomplete. So if we stop at Paramatma realization, then we may think, oh, Guru, my Guru is God. But Guru never says he's God. He doesn't want his disciples to think he's God. Prabhupada never said, I am God. He said, I'm Dasana, Dasana, I'm 70%, but Krishna is God. This is real Guru. He's only teaching about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Learn Bhagavad Gita. Learn about Krishna. Mata Parataram Nanya. Kinchidastina Lanjaya. Maya Savamidam Protam Sutri Managana. But the Paramatmavadis, they say, oh, my Guru, Swami Narayan Guru, he is God. We offer them all respect. They're wonderful people. And many of them are supporting Iskcon. But as far as Tattva is concerned, they haven't understood Bhagavad Gita fully. They haven't understood Bhagavan realization. Yeah. And that's the strength of our movement. It's not money. Money is not the strength of our movement. It's the faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. And that's what Prabhupada had. He started from nothing, no money, 40 rupees. Virtually nothing. But he believed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tadvak Vishago Janataga Viplavo. He wanted to make a revolution on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam, because the Srimad Bhagavatam is describing Krishna. Who is God? The whole world doesn't know who is God. But we know. This is the main thing. So, when we're convinced of this, then nothing can stop us. Actually, Prabhupada one time said, it's in Lila Amrita, I think, I can tell you how to take the whole world in 18 days, to convert the whole world to Krishna consciousness. But you're not ready for it. You're not ready to follow my instructions. Because our faith, we do Durbalya, we have weakness of heart. We have weakness of heart. But we can just follow Prabhupada. Prabhupada had no weakness of heart. No weakness of heart. I just saw one video clip. Somebody sent me a video clip. Very nice. One reporter is challenging Prabhupada. Do you work? Do you work? Prabhupada said, I work more than you. I'm traveling all over the world. Can you do that? And I'm traveling all over the world, and I'm translating my books, blah, blah, blah. Can you do that? And Prabhupada smashed him in the face. So we're doing the most important work, to spread Krishna consciousness and to develop these temples. I've heard that I'm going to miss the occasion. I'll be in the Sringashetra on May the 5th. Is it May the 5th? Nrsinga Chaturdashi. You're going to have installation of the Lord Nrsingadev here. Ooh, I'll be far away. I'll be in the Sringashetra. There's a Nrsimha deity there, a big farm. Very nice deity. So, yeah. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, Madhavendra Puri. Ki Jai. I forgot what the verse was all about now. But it was all about Ye Krishna Tadvaveta Se Guru. So everyone knows Krishna. Actually, it's very interesting. I was reading. You know this verse, Tadvidi Pranipatena, Pariprashna. Prabhupada says that also refers to the Brahmeti realized person, the Paramatmati realized person, and the Bhagavan realized person. Yeah. But we follow Prabhupada. Okay, Prasad realization.
Thank you.
What's
Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj ki.
I don't know Krishna realization. I just know Prasad realization. No, listen. First the guests. Guests. You're the host. You're not a... The people from outside, please, first. Be polite. Also our mothers. Brahmasis, you're supposed to respect your mothers. Let them come, please. Sorry now, I can't talk now. I can't talk now after 10 minutes. Haribol. Any guests? Newcomers? You're not a newcomer. Hey, Maharaj. Any newcomers, please? First timers. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hey, very nice. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Parthasarthi Mandir. So many guests have turned up now. I didn't know where all these guests came from. Hey, don't push in, the marriages are coming. You should respect your mother. You guys you're all Mako guys. Don't respect women. This is the trouble in India. Hi. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Those without neck beads and tilak first, please. Those without neck beads and tilak, come first. No neck beads? You have neck beads? No, I won't give you. Hare Krishna. Hey, Haribol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. What is this called? It's very dry, no? It's supposed to be like this? It's dry. Bande Krishna Nanda Kumara,
Bande Krishna Nanda Kumara,
Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala, Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa.
Madana Gopala Mohana.
First, only first. Any more? You guys are cheating. Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa. You have to learn how to share. You give some to others also. Mohana Rupa Nanda Kumara. Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare. Jaya Prabhu Dina Dayala Hare. Bande Krishna Nanda Kumara. Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala. Madana Gopala Mohana Rupa. Mohana Rupa Nanda Kumara. Jaya Jaya Deva.
It's here, my
One more here. Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare.
Govinda Hare Gopala Hare.
Govinda Hare Gopala. First only. Govinda Hare Gopala Hare.
Govinda Hare Gopala Hare.
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare.
Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. These guys are lying. They're coming for seconds and thirds.